Welcome to Audacity Works, a podcast inspired by and dedicated to the working artist, the creative entrepreneur, and generally, doing the damn thing. This exists on the premise that the world belongs to those who have the audacity to believe that their lives have value. This is for you. Welcome to Audacity Works. I am your host, Rachel Strickland, and this is episode number 173, and it is a spell for you for the waxing moon. But first, some updates. As of the airing of this episode, which will be February 18th, Wednesday, and if you're wondering, the color of the day is white. Dull, but what are you gonna do? Like, they can't all be turquoise. Also, if you have been wanting to do the Audacity project with me, I am going to enroll it in a scant week or so. Actually, I'll tell you exactly when. The week of March the 2nd, on Monday, March the 2nd, that's when I'm enrolling the waitlist. So before then, I'll be romancing the waitlist and giving them extra little adventures to go on and prizes they can win, etc., etc. So the waitlist is definitely the place to be before I launch this baby for the very last time. It is the very last time that I am going to do it in exactly this way. And by that, I mean having the one-on-one, like so much one-on-one support from me. People think I'm nuts to be offering it the way that I do, but that's how I've built it. So I'm going to do it one more time. I'll put the link in the show notes. If you want to come aboard for Cycle 30, the last of its kind, you can read about that at the link in the show notes and join the waitlist. Emails will be going out almost immediately, so don't dilly-dally. Also, I'm heading out to Palm Springs in a couple of days by the time this airs. Friday at ass o'clock in the morning, me and Manflesh are going to Palm Springs because Bradley, our beloved Uncle Bradley, lives in Palm Springs now, and we're going to visit him. We haven't seen his new digs yet. Also really looking forward to the fact that it is, I'm going to look it up real fast so I can tell you an exact number. Okay, so it's not going to be like a dramatically warm weather, but it will be in like the high 60s. And I am so tired of winter. Anyway, we'll be doing that. Really looking forward to seeing our beloved in his new home and being by the pool in hopefully warm enough weather to please me, who is a huge wuss about being cold anyway. Anyway, just a quick trip to see a beloved. And Dad will remain here, and he has promised to come in and visit with Bern sometimes, because otherwise she's just alone for all those 5 days. But she does actually like Dad, and she lets him pet her and doesn't run out the door in terror when he's around. The little trip to Palm Springs is one of the 6 mini adventures. My patrons know what I'm talking about. On the patron meetup, I borrowed an idea from a reel that I saw somewhere saying, if you have like one big thing that you choose to do in a year in 6 mini adventures, then you'll be pleased with the year by its end. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds super simple. I'm gonna do it. My first little adventure was a couple days to myself in Mexico before I led the aerial serpent retreat at Sweet Retreats. And this will be my second one, just a trip to see Bradley in the desert, which is not at all a place where I feel natural. So I don't know, maybe I'll get some good writing out of it, because if I don't feel natural, my brain tends to work overtime. We shall see. So I have heard through the grapevine, and do disagree with me, like out loud to me, if this is not true for you, but I have heard that people are clamoring for more witchy shit. And I aim to please, and that is exactly the direction that I would like to be moving. So again, your feedback would be appreciated. More witchy shit? less witchy shit, well, I won't be giving you probably less, but it would be helpful to know. So first questions first. If you're new to this podcast, hi. You're probably confused already, but I do not espouse that you have to be quote unquote a witch before you embark on any kind of magical practice. People can identify however the hell they want. It is human nature to design ritual. Think back to when you were a kid, right? Did you not invent rituals? It's one of the first things that we learn how to do as a family unit. You know, there's a ritual around bedtime. You do this and you do this and you do this, and it becomes comforting. Hopefully, you know, something that you can depend on, something that's repeatable, and it begins to prepare your nervous system, even when it's very, very tiny, for the act of falling asleep. And then on special occasions like holidays, rituals, they grow like fungus because human beings make meaning. Birds make nests, beavers make dams, humans make meaning, and ritual is very, very natural to us. One woman's opinion, it's human nature. So you don't have to be anything other than alive to enjoy and benefit from a ritual of your own making. And I'm going to share one with you today that is intended to be done anytime within the waxing moon. And what that means is the period of time between the new moon, when it's totally dark and you can't see the moon at all, and the full moon, when it's big and bright and shiny. Everyone knows what these means. I do not need to explain them to you. But it's about 2 weeks. It's a 2-week span of time. Plenty of time. And this is a ritual for growing something. I like to do growing spells during the waxing moon period of time because as the moon waxes, I enjoy the notion that as the moon grows and as the moonlight gets brighter, so the spell gets stronger. Now, that said, you can do a growing spell anytime. You can do any spell anytime. Any spell anytime. There are times when a spell can be quote unquote aided, or it feels like it has more gravity if you do it like on a sacred day, or when Mercury's in the microwave or something. You know, I know I'm joking, but if you've been here for a while, you know I don't know all that much about astrology, and I'm not super into it, so I don't know what's going on up there, but I do know what phase the moon is in. And frankly, I'm probably not going to get into astrology because I don't like being told what to do. Okay? But I do love moon magic. And someone asked me once, like, how can you think that the moon has any influence over you at all? It was, of course, a man who said this to me. No offense, men, but, you know, a woman would not say that for obvious reasons, or anyone with the uterus. So riddle me this, and this is what I said to them. The person that you love the most is over 70% water, right? You are over 70% water. And the moon causes the ocean to rise and fall 6 feet or more twice a day. And you want to tell me that makes no impression on you? Anyway, case closed. I digress. So I do use moon magic. And one of my favorite things about it is I don't have to look anything up. I can just look up and see, hey, where's the moon? So this is a spell for not necessarily on the new moon, but for being done within a waxing moon time frame, or whenever the fuck you want. So first things first, I would decide for yourself something that you would like to increase, because this is a growing spell. Money can be a crowd favorite. Maybe health, maybe clarity on something that you have been mulling over. Maybe an opportunity that you would like to compel closer to you. Whatever it is, just decide on it and be very clear. That is the most important thing that you need for this spell. And indeed, you could just use that and think about it every day. Boom, spell done. But it is more fun and arguably more effective to use the accoutrements that come with magic. 1, they're beautiful. 2, they're fun. 3, you can see them, therefore you remember them. And magic is attention, focused attention. Also, electricity. What a world. So if you do want to use the accoutrements, you can collect these things. 1, a mirror of some kind. One that you're not going to need because it's just going to lay there for a while. Those vintage mirror trays are really good for this. I said so to my friend Kimbo. What's up, Kim? And Kim found one for me. So now I am the proud owner of a vintage mirror tray. They're very beautiful. And they work great for spells like this. And it's also quite sizable, which is convenient because as of this episode being live, I will have gotten together with my local coven the night before to do this spell. There's only 4 of us, so there's room enough on that mirror for all 4. Next, you may want to find a sort of physical talisman of the thing that you are trying to increase. For example, if you're trying to increase money, I'd represent a bill or several of a high denomination. A bunch of pennies does not really say, I'm trying to increase wealth. It says, I'm stingy. Or like if you were trying to build up an opportunity to take a vacation to the ocean, maybe a seashell or 3. Honestly, it can be a bag of gummy bears. It does not matter as long as to you it is clear that this small physical talisman, stone, shell, tiny statue, bag of gummy bears, whatever it is, that it represents to you the thing that you are trying to grow. I would also recommend a quartz crystal of some kind. I'm not super into crystals, but they're fun, they're beautiful, I love them. Who cares? Honestly, any stone should do the trick. But I like quartz because it is, for lack of a better word, absorbent. Figuratively, not literally. And lastly, not lastly, there's more. A small bowl of water, a slip of paper, and something to write with, and ideally a candle. Now, when it comes to candles, you can use like color correspondences. Like if we're going to use money, again, it would be green. I'll put a link to like a simple correspondences chart if you want to do candle magic according to color. And you are very, very welcome to do that. It is fun. And if not, you can just choose a color that feels right. I like to use candles that come in their own case. Frankly, I like to use candles that I've made myself that are inside of a container rather than a taper or a votive because I don't want to clean up melted wax. But like one of my coven sisters, Amber, she loves melted wax and it really is gorgeous. Like I love her altar. It's covered with this like blackish red drippy wax and it's very beautiful. So to each their own, you decide. Just know you're going to burn it a little every day. So whatever that's going to look like to you. And I'm going to give you the simplest version of this spell, okay? If you're interested in more advanced, for lack of a better word, versions, do let me know because I am flying blind here. But I am having a good time, so we will continue. So you gather all these things about you, and the requirements for ritual are, there are no real requirements. Doing something quote unquote correctly is the area of the patriarchy. We're going to do what we want, okay? Now, I will be making suggestions. You can take them or leave them as you wish. I would suggest that, 1, you create a container. Okay? That container is usually both physical and temporal, like a place where you're not going to be disturbed and have privacy, as well as a period of time that has a beginning and an end. I don't know, an hour, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. But decide for yourself when that is, so that when you go into this space and into this headspace, you know that there is an end to it. That's part of the comfort of rituals, is that there is a structure to them. So lean into the comfort of the structure of a ritual. 2, you might want to do a bit of energetic clearing. There are lots of ways to do this. You can sprinkle some salt water around the space. If you are part of this ancestral practice, you can use sage. There's burning of dried plants has been used in many, many cultures to energetically clean a space and prepare it. Here in the Low Country, dried juniper has been used to clear the space, and as well, and we have the Gullah Geechee people to thank for this, as well as so many other things. But the smoke was said to slow down anxious thoughts, which honestly could really be useful for a lot of us a lot of the time. You can also use sound to clean a space energetically. Rattles are good for this. And yes, they do make them for adults. You can also just throw some dried beans in a coffee can and shake it around the room. It just dislodges old pent-up vibes. You'll see. You'll feel it. Well, I don't know if you'll feel it or not. I feel it. And then if you choose, you can cast a circle. It is going to be way too long of an episode if I go into how to do that here. If you want to hear more in depth about how to do that, let me know and I'll record it for you. But for the sake of today, it is, sort of drawing an imaginary protective boundary around yourself in the space, if you choose to. Another way of creating that container, so to speak. Once the container is created and cleaned, we set our intention. So you already know the thing that you would like to grow. Go ahead and take that piece of paper, take that writing utensil, and write it down as though it's already yours. For example, you could write, "I am so happy and grateful that I can pay my bills with so much ease. I am so happy and grateful that my home is a safe space that I love being in. I am so happy and grateful that we're going on vacation to Singapore." I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to grow. And you can say it any way you want, of course. But once you've written that down, I want you to hold it in both hands, close your eyes, give a think about that, see how that feels in your body. What does it feel like? Does it feel good to think of you already having this? How do you know it feels good? Where do you feel it? What does it feel like to feel good? Is it warm in the chest? Is it expansive? Is it opening? Is there a tingle? Do you feel grateful? Do you feel excited? Just make note of it, right? Then light your candle on the mirror. And also onto the mirror, you can place the bowl and pour the water into the bowl. Put the quartz inside of that water. And then submerge what you have written into the water as well and leave it. Now you can sit there for a few minutes, think about this thing that you want to grow as though you already have it. Feel it in your body. Enjoy it. And that's not a throwaway sentence. Literally, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the fantasy. Enjoy the daydream. And when your temporal container is up, give thanks. Extinguish the candle. I like to do this with my fingers and not breath because it's a thing I can explain some other time. And now that's the spell begun. And every day you come back to this place, come back to this mirror that will have the bowl of water with the stone inside and the intentions submerged into the water and a candle all on the mirror. The mirror is reflective, right? It's meant to be an amplifier Also, I know I totally forgot the little talisman. Put that on the mirror too. Yes. Now, you don't have to sit in front of this mirror tray, or even if it's a little compact mirror, don't care. Doesn't matter what size. You don't have to sit in front of it for 2 hours a day meditating. Who has the time and the energy to do that? Magic is easy and everywhere, and it should be part of daily life. There is so much magic in the mundane. For myself, I like to put the mirror tray where I can see it most frequently. For me, that is in my office, right underneath my artist altar. I have, now that I've cleaned my office, I have a clear space there. So it's the perfect place for me to put this. So I'll see it every day. I can light the candle every day. If the water starts to evaporate too much, just pour some more in there. And at the end of the 2 weeks, when the moon is full, give thanks, pour the water into a plant would be great. And you can also put that piece of paper, if it's not disintegrated, into the soil of the plant as well. And then do yourself a favor and take good care of that plant. Now, this does not have to be the entire 2 weeks. It can be as much as, or as little as 3 days. Although I would recommend at least 5. But it is really important that you come back to the space, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. Light the candle for that 5 minutes. Sit there, enjoy your daydream, enjoy your fantasy, enjoy thinking about it like you already have it, and pay attention to whatever comes up for you. And that's it. And that's it. Boom. New moon spell. Change it as you wish, but if you would like to have some structure, you can use what I have given to you. I'll try and write this out in the show notes in a more of an easy to follow way if you want a cheat sheet, because I don't think you're going to have me blabbing over a speaker while you're trying to do this. It'd probably be nicer to have some music. Oh, and Sister Shannon introduced me to this beautiful artist. I'm going to have to link them in the show notes as well. Chantress Seba, I think that's it. I'm so sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly, but it is really beautiful, and I think it would be good for this kind of work. So I'll put that in the show notes as well. I've been enjoying it. Thank you, Shannon, for that. All right, my friends, I am looking at the time. I will let you go. Thank you so much for letting me talk into your ear and spending this time with me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you to anyone who's left a review or reached out to me, no matter how brief. It really means a lot, and I thank you sincerely for that. If you have requests for future episodes, you can reach me always on Instagram at Rachel Strickland Creative or on Patreon at Rachel Strickland Creative. This podcast is powered by Patreon, so extra velvet shout out. Thank you so much to my patrons. Thank you for your trust and for your support. This, and indeed myself, could not exist without you, not in the same way that it does, so thank you. Until next time, my friends, at the very least, enjoy the hell out of the daydream. Also, side note, I'm going to see Wuthering Heights tonight. I'm recording this on Monday, the 16th. That's all. I just wanted to tell you. Okay, thank you. Don't go back to sleep.